We're yet to see any fight he's been in where people say, this is a 50-50 fight. I don't think Josh could win this one.
When I fight, what image are we on there? It's straight violence. That's how I fight.
It's straight violence. That's the sport we're involved in.
If you don't believe you're special, what are you doing, bro?
The real shit's here now.
Long time. I'm ready, bro. You know who I am.
Over the last 5 or 6 years, the light heavyweight division has become one of the deepest and most competitive divisions in Britain. Several fighters have staked a claim to be #1, but the only way we can truly find out who is the best is if they fight. On May 21st, 2 of the best boxers in this country will do just that. Unbeaten Joshua Buatsi on the cusp of a world title fight takes on the risky, dangerous Craig Rich, who's had a world title fight himself, but wants another crack at gold. It's time for face-off. Guys, this fight's been spoken about for a long time. You've got a date now. What's that feeling like? I'll start with you, Josh. Now that you know you've got a date, now that you know this is the man you're going to fight next, what's the feeling like?
It's simple. Now that I know it's going to happen, we're not talking, we're not making assumptions, we're not predicting, we're not guessing. We know that May 21st, this is the guy I've got.
Is it a kind of a different feeling for you as well, Craig? You're only a couple of feet away from him now. Now that you've asked for this fight, you've got the fight, he's right there. What's the feeling like on your side?
Yeah, it's good. It's an exciting fight. It's a fight that, you know, he's been put to be that guy in the division. I believe I've earned to be that guy in that division. There's been a lot of speculations. People say he's a guy based off potential. People say based off of my wins. A lot of speculation, but as you said, the talking's over. We'll soon find out who's that #1.
In other words, Ade, quickly, Spider just said, basically, Josh, for you, you haven't proven it. You've basically said you've proven yourself, and I've just gone in and they've said I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. I don't think that's true. You know, people talk about Olympic, this, Olympic, that. You had a good amateur career, Josh, he hasn't. Well, we were both amateurs. You fought, I fought, we entered the same tournaments. I got onto the team I went on. It didn't happen for you. We can't say that, he's had an easier route just because I went to the Olympic Games and did well. I didn't just get given the medal. I killed myself for that medal. I gave out everything for that medal. So I think that narrative that people want to keep saying, and you've come on to say it, I don't think it's true, bro.
Well, let me correct you. What I say in terms of what I said is when we talk about based on potential, as you said, he done very well as an amateur. He boxed around the world. He proved himself tournaments in and out, and he went and got a bronze medal in the Olympics. So undoubtedly, great amateur. You can't argue that. Now, is them skills transferable as a professional is what everyone wanted to see. His style looked like, yes, this guy's suited for the professional game. And when you look at the crop of the Olympians coming through, he was probably tipped to be one of the favourite ones to push on to do great things from that crop. So, as you said, we both had our chance. We boxed in the amateurs. He done his thing in the amateurs. As a professional, I've come in, jumped in deep waters and been proving myself time and time again. So that's why I say to myself, as proving myself as a pro, looking at my CV, been in them tough fights, been the underdog, been in them 50-50 fights. But yeah, we're yet to see any fight he's been in where people say, this is a 50-50 fight. I don't think Josh could win this one.
I had that against Bolotniks. At that time when I boxed him, 3 governing bodies had him top 5. I didn't rank him, they ranked him. Good opponent. I
don't believe that anyone thought that Bolotniks was going to beat you. I don't personally believe that. I believe that...
Straight away, Spider, his management said, Buatsi, we're ready for taking this fight. I said, why? They said, well, the light heavies in the country don't want nothing to do with him. He won the golden gloves or golden contract, whatever it's called. I said, we were offered him. I said, we'll take him. We didn't think twice. I said, yeah, let's have him. It's not your fault because I keep saying, in the industry that we're in, people forget things. You had a good scrap with Bivol, I haven't seen it, but they say you had a good scrap. People have forgotten about it. I beat a lot next, people have forgotten about it. Cool story. Now we're going to meet May the 21st, and that's what matters, you know.
Craig, I remember interviewing you after your last fight, and I said, what do you want next? And you said, you either want that Bivol rematch, or you want this man here, Buatsi. Why Buatsi when all the other light heavyweights out there as well are calling you out? Why this man?
Because this is how I see it. In the light heavyweight division, as he says, it never ages well once you beat them. When I boxed Jake Paul, everyone said this guy was going to beat me. He's too big, too strong, hits too hard, whatever. When I dispatched of him, who's Jake Paul? When I boxed Shakan Pitters, he's going to be too big, too strong, he's awkward, he's athletic, he's fast. When I beat him, who's Shakan Pitters? The point is, with this man, there's never been no, who's Buatsi hype. So when everyone was talking about the domestic scene, I felt like I'd surpassed the rest of the domestic scene. This guy, I believe, was pushed on to the world scene like myself. So there's any domestic fight I could have, what isn't going backwards would be Buatsi, because I believe that he's put there to say, right, this guy's world level, like myself. I don't want to keep fighting Britain because, as I said, every single British fight I've had, I never got credit for it. Because remember, they was all coming off good wins when I boxed them. And when I got rid of them, I was discredited. It was just like, yeah, but who are they? I don't believe they'll discredit me for beating Buatsi.
Josh, in boxing, we understand the politics. There's always an A side and a B side. In this matchup, I think most people would say you're the A side. You've said okay to Craig Richards. We'll take that fight. Why Craig?
They say there's a lot of options that was put to the table. For me, there wasn't. Spider was the name that came up. Spider was the fight that was being pushed. Let's have it. I'm not going to shy away from it. I went to Eddie's office a few months ago. I said, get me these fights. Spider came up. I said, cool, let's take it. Why not?
The last time I spoke to you, Josh, we were in studio together and I said, look, next, it has to be a world title fight. You agreed. You said it has to be a world title fight next. Look, all the main players in the 175-pound division
they're busy.
They're busy right now. Is this the best option for you?
I feel so. Domestically, he's a good fight as well. Good opponent, and it's going to be in London. Like, got a good dancing partner. Like Craig said, man, he feels if he gets rid of me, there'll be no excuses or whatever it is. For me, man, it's a good opponent that I'm fighting. I have the same mindset, and I'll handle business as always.
Who's got the better pro career out of you two?
I'm unbeaten. But you see, unbeaten and what is said in public and who's favourite and all of that, that means nothing to me. That means nothing. You see me on social media, I read a bit, then I log off. I haven't got time what the mass is saying. Do you know what I mean? When I'm in that ring, it's this guy that I'm facing. There's no one behind or what the guy's tweeting or what the guy's saying and going back and forth or what the governing bodies are saying, who's number one, who's this and that. It's me and him, so I don't care about stuff like that. It's the fight that's happening, and that's what I care about.
When you're talking about who's the better CV as in a professional, as he says, he's unbeaten. But at the same time, I've been through the rough routes, the hard fights, the experience fights. He's been, based off, as he said, his amateur pedigree, he's been more guided into a more safer journey.
It's not guided, bro. I keep saying this amateur thing that people bang on about, that you're going on about. I fought for it. GB didn't just say you're going to Olympic Games, here's your medal.
The question is we're not saying that he doesn't deserve to be maybe put in a thing of route because he's earned from his Olympic thingy. Yeah. So they're saying, look, you've earned your rights as an amateur to now be guided in a better way. Rather with me, I came out, never really had a long amateur pedigree, jumped in, boom, what are you about? That's what it was. What are you about? Sink or swim. Are
you trying to say they've played it safe with Josh?
He's been played safe.
That's what I said at the beginning. But guess what? There's no safety caps on now.
No, safety caps off. May
21st, we find out all of that's off. So
this is what I'm saying.
We'll find out.
Safety caps off. The real shit's here now.
Long time. I'm ready, bro.
I'm more than ready.
I believe you're ready. I believe you're ready.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think all the speculation's over. People have been talking about this for ages. Who's better out of me and Josh? We're here now. May 21st, we'll see.
You know who's better.
Well?
I know who's better.
You know who's better.
You
That's
know
the
who's
truth.
better as well.
I know you know the answer.
You believe you're better than me?
100.
You know you don't
100.
believe that. And your hearts are hearts, you don't believe that.
Spider, come on, bro.
You believe that?
We're doing a face-off. There's the cameras. Ide's here asking the question.
Forget the cameras. Forget everyone else. What do you really believe in your hearts and hearts?
I've looked at you in your eyes, bro.
Yeah?
You know who I am. I know, bro. You know who I am. There's no doubt
You're
about
Joshua.
it. But we'll find out anyways. That's the beauty.
You're Joshua.
You get a chance
you
to
explain
find
to me
out.
who you are. You explain
You
to
know
me.
who I am.
You explain to me who you are.
Sometimes you don't need to say who you are to someone. You don't need to explain to
No,
yourself.
but you're
They
saying
know
it like
already.
you should be on a pedestal. You let me know
No
who
pedestal.
you are.
I'm talking to Spider. I'm not saying put me on this, that, that. I'm saying Spider knows who Buatsi is.
Do you know what? That's
factual.
going to be your downfall. It's your ego. Your ego is your downfall because you believe you're something special. I believe that.
100% I'm something
I believe
special.
you believe it. I believe that.
If you don't believe you're special, what are you doing, bro?
No,
I
but
don't
the
think
difference
I'm
is,
normal like anyone.
Yeah,
no,
I know you
believe
don't.
I'm special,
and
yeah.
the thing is, you're right, I do know you. Everyone else believes Joshua can be this nice guy. I know deep down what you really feel about yourself and what you'd like to say certain things that you don't want to say for your image.
Like?
But you would just like to talk up more. You would like to talk a bit more smack.
And I'll tell
than
you
do.
why I wouldn't like to talk up a bit more. Do
Right.
you know why? Because I don't care about the media. I love my private life. I love to come off social media. I love to be somewhere else in the world, just doing what I've got to
Forget
do.
your private life, but you'd like to say more.
I'd like to say more.
You'd like to
I've
say
got
more.
opinions, but guess what?
What?
I don't care about Twitter. I don't need to put my opinion out there. I don't need to say, oh, that was a good round. Who cares? It was a good round. Cool.
Not
I don't care
about
it.
Twitter. Forget Twitter.
Then about what then?
Forget about Twitter. In general, if someone asks you a question, you
Yeah.
might have something to say, then you'll think, oh, my image, my nice guy
Forget
image.
the image. When I fight, what image are we on there? It's straight violence. That's how I
It's
fight.
straight violence. That's the sport we're involved
Yeah,
in.
so it's got nothing to do about image, Spider. I carry myself a certain way, but guess what? When I get in the ring, I understand what I mean.
But
So
how you
whether I
carry
talk
yourself,
back,
is that how your mind is, though?
That's why I carry myself. Yeah.
You feel like that?
Listen, in professional boxing, we're all carrying ourselves in a certain way, to a degree, in a professional way.
Yeah.
And when we get in the ring, all of that's out the window.
Yeah.
And that's how it is.
The brakes are off.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
but then
it's not.
But for me, I just like to keep it 100.
I
all
keep
the
it
time.
100 like
I just
this.
say what I say, I act how I act. But
Yeah.
sometimes I believe that you'd like to be different. You'd like to be more yourself.
Guess what? And I'm glad you know that I'm different. That's the truth. I am different. I don't think I'm like any of these
So
guys.
why don't
I'm
you
very
be yourself
different.
more?
And that's what's making you say, Josh, you're different. That's what it is, bro.
What do you mean?
I'm being myself. That's why you're like, yeah, Buatsi, you're different. And that's what it is, bro. I don't need to come out and say bags of stuff or say more than I want to say or whatever.
You don't have to say more, just say what you want to say.
The truth is, in the world that we live in, no one cares, bro. Unfortunately, no one cares. So
That's
I
right.
don't need to come out and say more than I want to say. You see me, I'll say enough, because guess what? The sport that we're in, the talking doesn't do it. You got to
Doesn't.
fight. And
It's signing the contract and getting in.
And
And that's
what's
why we're
been
both
done.
here now.
I've seen
Exactly.
both of you guys at numerous fight events, and it's always very respectful between the
It
two.
always is.
Is there something brewing underneath? Has there always been brewing? Is it the South London thing as well?
The
Maybe a bit
reality
more
is
edge
we're
to
going to
it?
fight, so that's probably what it is. That's the reality. We're going to fight, so that's probably what it is.
I think we always know we're going to cross paths. I think from the moment I moved up to light heavyweight, there was always going to be the moment that me and Joshua was going to cross paths at some point. So, of course, there's respect there, but I think in the back of our heads, we always knew it's not if, it's a when.
Do you almost feel, Craig, somewhat disrespected? Like when everyone talks about the top light heavies in this country, Buatsi's name will come up, Anthony Yard, Callum Johnson, and then eventually we get to Craig Richards. Do you feel like you've been maybe forgotten, disrespectful by the British fans?
I just think it's the agenda sometimes that gets pushed. If he, for example, Josh boxes and he got caught with 20 shots, they would say, this is good for Josh because it'll prepare him for his next fight. This is great, he's learning well, he showed a good chin. If I got caught with 2 punches, oh, he showed leak in his defense, how far can he go now? Can he be at world level? He's got caught with shots here. It's the agenda they push. If Eddie's saying this guy is the next big thing in world boxing, the fans are going to jump on it. Eddie said he's the next big thing in world boxing, so this must be the next big thing in world boxing. They're not looking at, okay, he was the underdog here, he beat this guy, beats this guy, beat this guy. This guy is good. They're not looking at that. They're looking at the agendas pushed and what people say. And that's why we're in this situation now, because we're at the crossroad now, where they've been banging on about this guy for a while. But now people are like, look, you keep telling us about this guy. We want to see something. With me, I've been delivering, but it's like, but you're not banging on about this guy, so what is it? So it's a good time in our careers where we cross paths. Is this guy good or is this guy good? Simple as.
That's the beauty of it then.
That's the
It's,
beauty.
he's bragged on for about two minutes, but reality is May 21st is going to happen. I have a belief about myself, and that's what it is. Even Ade, I'm here with Ade, bro. Ade went on YouTube and cussed me. I'm going to laugh about it with him, but I said to him, I said, bro, like, have the opinion. It's okay to have the opinion. I don't mind it. So that's fine. Not everyone thinks I'm good. Not everyone thinks I'm all of that, but at the end of the day, I don't care about it. I cared about Ade's one because I said, bro, I know this guy. So why is he saying that? That's different. But what the mass say, I don't care, bro. It's one-on-one.
As we said in the press conference, what the masses says is irrelevant, because if 100% people say he's going to win, 100% say I'm going to win, don't give me extra powers, don't give him extra powers. May 21st, we're getting in with whatever boots we're getting on, the gloves and the shorts, and we're gloving up, and we find out May 21st. It doesn't matter people's, as you said, opinion. We're going to find out who the best is.
Period.
Simple as.
Josh, tell me how you beat Craig.
By being myself. Whatever I have to be, I will be. There's no, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to jab, I'm going to do this. Whatever I have to do, I'm capable of doing it. In that ring, I find a way. That's one thing I know about myself. I find a way, I'll be able to do it.
Craig, how do you beat Josh?
One question. When he says find a way, what do you mean? You have to do what you have to do. Does that mean dirty tricks,
Bro,
boxing?
It
What
means
does that
everything. Do you know what it means? Winning. That's what the formula is. Whatever you have to do to win. By any means, bro.
Okay, I just
Once
wanna
that
make
bell
sure.
goes, it is what it is. You do what you have to do to win.
Okay,
There's
cool.
no turning back. There's no, oh, do this, but you're not allowed to do that. Nah. Once I'm in there, I'm locked in.
Okay. Just make sure my grain guard's on properly and stuff, yeah?
And yourself, Craig, how do you beat Josh? Yourself, Craig, how do you beat Josh?
Come on. There's multiple ways I can beat Josh. But May 21st, tune in. You'll find out.
There was a fight before with you two, right? As an amateur.
Years ago.
Years ago. Do you guys look into that? It's a fight. Years ago, but still as a fight. Do you remember that fight?
Yeah, I was a 10-bout novice then. I can't remember.
Do you remember it well, Josh?
I remember that fight. And I remember it as in it happened. Do I remember how it went? Not really. The result, yes, but other than that, not really.
Put any stock into it?
Nah. No? We was like, I don't even remember how many years it was. Like early in my amateur career, so you can't really take nothing from that.
At the top of this, I said there are several fighters in the UK claiming to be the best light heavyweight in the country. We know the other names, right? Anthony Yard's out there, Callum Johnson, Callum Smith, now in the division. You think you're the best 175-pounder in the country?
Absolutely.
Why?
The truth is, I would say I'm the best. They would all say they're the best, but the real thing is we haven't fought each other. So really and truly, it's who's making more noise, who's saying that they're number one and why. And when it's all said and done, I have to say, Spider's the first light heavy in England that I'm boxing. So from there, I can make a bit of a point. Until then, what I'm saying is what I'm saying, what Spider's saying is what he's saying, what Yard, Linden, what Dan Aziz, everyone can say what they want to say, but really we haven't mixed it up. So I think until someone gets a world title to separate themselves, then it's like everyone has got a point to make. That's the real opinion. That's the real answer as well, you know. I'll say I'm number one. I'm sure Spider there thinks he's number one too.
Do you, Spider? You've mixed it up.
I've mixed it up. I do believe I'm number one, as I say all the whole time. I believe I'm number one, and I'd say the difference, not just myself with him, I'm willing to prove it, he's willing to prove it. That's why we've signed this fight. I've realised there's one thing, what comes with the division. Everyone talks a good game, but I noticed a few guys, when they have mentioned his name, they've not agreed. As he said, he's offered a few people, they've not agreed and stepped up to the plate. And if they believe there was number one, they've called my name, they didn't call his name. I've proved and tick a lot of them off, but when it's been presented to me for him, straight away, okay, I'm willing to prove it, let's go.
Guys, May 21st, how does it play out? Start with you, Craig.
It's about a victory.
Simple. Josh?
It's not a Spider victory, bro.
Million%.
I win this fight, and I know I win this fight.
100%.
The thing is, when the fight was made, I was away, but we knew it was gonna happen. But I've come down, I've looked at you, I've seen you, bro, and I know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen too.
Do you believe this, honestly?
What have you seen, Josh?
What do you think is going to happen? Talk us through this.
It's not about talking through. I win this fight, no matter how it comes out. I win this fight.
What have you seen?
No matter how it comes, I win this fight. I've looked at you, bro.
And what have you seen when you've looked at me?
What I needed to see.
What did you need to see?
That's for me to know, bro.
Was it I was fearing you?
That's for me to know.
Was it I was fearing you?
If that's what you're putting out there, that's what
I'm
you're
asking
saying.
you. You're saying you've seen something. I want to know what you've seen.
I've replied and I said, that's for me to know. What does that mean? I ain't gonna tell
But
you.
you put something out there. So I want to know what you're talking about. We want to understand.
If my answer was, bro, that's for me to know, what do you think that means? That means that's for me to know. I'm not gonna tell him, I'm not gonna tell you. That's for me to know, bro.
Okay.
All right.
Did you guys both see something in the face-off at the presser? It was a long face-off. Is that where you saw something?
You can take little bits from it. Not too much, but you can take something from it.
Did you take anything from it, Craig?
I didn't take anything. I've had a long media day. I'm looking at the guy in his face, took a face off, took a couple pictures and ready to get out there. If he wants to take something from the face off, good luck to him. I hope he takes that to the gym and is confident in that.
Thank you, bro.
Should
No
be a good
problem,
fight.
anytime.
Handshake?
100% will be a good fight. I'll shake Spider's hand. There's always respect. I told you. But on May 21st, you know what's happening.
Yeah, we'll shake hands now, but you know, when it comes to May 21st, it's liver trading.
I sense the heat here. Should be a good one, guys. May 21st,
no doubt.
live on Dazn. Joshua Buatsi defending his unbeaten record against Craig Spider Richards. Former world title challenger wants another crack at it. Make sure to watch it live and exclusive on Dazn.